Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Genuine APBT. On today's episode, I want to talk about using your flirt pole or a flirt pole to condition your American Pit Bull Terrier. As you can see here, I am using a flirt pole that's about, 4 feet long with a 6-foot attachment to it and then a bandana to work Zephyr out. And I don't really want to get into the benefits of using a flirt pole or how to use a flirt pole. I think most American Pit Bull owners know how to use a flirt pole and the benefits of it. But just in case you don't, I'll briefly touch on them. The flirt pole works out the fast twitch muscle. It is not a power workout. It is not the same as putting a good harness on your dog and having him pull some weights with sprinting exercises. This actually agitates the fast twitch muscle. It's a great way to get your dog to practice and condition his eye to muscle and balance coordination. As you can see, the dog has to change directions very quickly. He has to jump up, he has to react and go in a different way that he's already going. He has to stop, and all of those movements work out the body, and they work out small muscles that you would not be able to work out doing something else. And although it should not be considered a primary way to work your dog out for cardiovascular or for to get more air, to get more breathing capacity out of your dog, it does help. It is an added benefit. Here you can see Zephyr working out after a 3-mile run, and that's always good. You want to keep the dog's heart rate up, and you want to incorporate this type of workout if you want to condition your dog to its peak level. It's also a great way for your dog to be mentally stimulated and burn off the tons of energy that your American Pit Bull Terrier should have if he's bred correctly and he's carrying the correct genetic traits, especially of athleticism. This is one way to find out how athletic your dog truly is and what his prey drive is. And again, an American Pit Bull Terrier should have an extremely high prey drive and should have a very tangible amount or a very noticeable amount of athleticism. These things cannot be absent in a well-bred American Pit Bull Terrier. So now let's move on to why I am working my dog out with a flirt pole. I'm working him out, as you can see, in the front yard, in the middle of the day, in Southern California. You might ask yourself, why would I be doing this when I know very well that the ignorance that is aimed at and surrounds the American Pit Bull Terrier is rampant here in Southern California, and that maybe working him out with the flirt pole and exercising him to get him to his peak condition might be perceived as an activity that's connected to dogfighting. I mean, most people here aren't really educated on game-bred American Pit Bull Terriers, and that's a shame. Also, the use of a flirt pole might be looked at as dogfighting paraphernalia. But this brings me to the topic of why I made this video in reality, and it's, look, I'm entitled to use this. If you're entitled to use this and you know the laws in your state and in your county and in your particular city, by all means, exercise your right to use whatever you're entitled to use. And if it's not illegal, have fun with it. Use it. Apply it to your dog. But with this freedom, recognize something. With this freedom comes a great responsibility. A responsibility of what, you might ask? Well, I'll let you know. If I'm going to do this, if I'm going to use a flirt pole, if I'm going to use a slap mill or a treadmill or a spring pole or any other equipment that you want to use to train your dog, go ahead and use it. You're entitled to do so. But use this to accomplish two things. One, to be able to articulate to any authority that shows up on your property. And by the way, do not be thuggish, do not be disrespectful. Remove that stigma from our dogs. That is not good, and it does not show our dogs in a good and positive light. So be able to articulate, use this to be able to articulate that it is benefiting your dog and that it is not connected to dog fighting in any way. And the second thing is that as people see you training your dog with this type of equipment that historically was used for dog fighting, but now it can still be used to condition your dog to tip-top shape, use this as a platform or a catalyst to also show the other side of your dog. Show the human loving side of your dog. Show people how he is with the kids in your family if you can do that. Socialize him in a way where you're taking your dog around people where there's a lot of people, where there's people waiting to go into a restaurant or people eating outside a coffee shop. I run with Zephyr right down Main Street, and he is always in contact with people, and he's a great ambassador for the breed. Work to do this, guys. Let's do good for our breed. Well, that's it, everyone. I'll try to upload more videos more frequently, and like always, know them, love them, and raise them responsibly.